me. You ready for my first look back video? Me neither. Hi, it's Jess and welcome to my first look back video. So as I'm completely new to this social content game, I wanted to start the series to kind of take a look back every few months and see how much work I was able to put out, how they performed, including kind of learnings, and also to set some goals moving forward. So if you're also a fellow new content creator person, artist, creative, basically if you're also trying to build a social following or just a presence online, hopefully this will be helpful for you in some way, so keep watching. In this video, we are going to look at the 3 months since I quit my corporate job. So July, August, and September. So in these past 3 months, I've primarily been posting on Instagram Reels, Instagram, and TikTok. And then I also use some of that content for YouTube Shorts, which is kind of how I started here. So my art content was split into a few different series. I had one that's called Art Inspired by Things I Buy, which shortened is Art Inspired by with a U, to be kind of clever there. That was basically, I would purchase something that I think is kind of creative, fun, and then I would create an art piece on that and then make it into a TikTok or a reel. And another bucket for my art stuff was emoji drawing challenges. That kind of came from one of the TikTok filters that was like random emojis, like 3 emojis, and then you would, I don't know what you would do with it, but for me, I would draw something that is inspired or incorporates all 3 emojis in some way. And then lastly, there were like trending sounds that I would use and kind of tie it back to the art niche in some way. Those required less lift from a production standpoint, and so they were a little bit easier to do. And then for more admin stuff, I did set up a Shopify just to kind of have a shopping place for people to go if they want to or if they're interested. That did include linking it to my existing Etsy store, which originally is for my jewelry, which I do make. But yeah, that whole Shopify thing is also something that I did in the past 3 months, and I'll talk a little bit about that too. So let's talk about output. I'm going to talk about the art pieces I do and also just the videos that I produced. So in all 3 months, July, August, and September, I was able to create 3 art pieces every month, which is good to see that I'm consistent, and I think is pretty reasonable considering a month has 4-ish weeks, and so an art piece almost a week is pretty good. In terms of videos, for July, I started with 5 videos, and then for, and then for August and September each, I did 8 videos-ish, and for videos, I'm counting like anything. So from the trending sounds to the more high production art reels and TikToks, total 8 for both August and September. In terms of performance, followers wise, I think that's like the main metric right now that I'm interested in, is building an audience. From the beginning of July to the end of September, I gained about 63 new followers on Instagram. TikTok has been kind of a little rougher. I'm not sure why. I think there are many reasons why, I'm sure. But in general, I would say my content performed better on Instagram Reels. It's possible that, you know, since Instagram is pushing Reels to kind of compete with TikTok, they are trying to get people to post by, you know, having better engagement or whatever it is. I'm not an expert at this, so I'm just guessing, like a wild guess. For example, my top video on Instagram Reels got 11.4 thousand views, while the same video got 258 views on TikTok. So it's kind of hard to kind of predict which will perform better and why. So this 11.4 thousand video was actually my first art inspired by piece. That's the yin yang fish. On the other hand, my top performing TikTok video was a random like trending sound where I put my own caption saying every family needs a daughter who draws on their iPad and calls himself an artist. Very minimal production work, very minimal drawing, 0 drawing work. And that got, let's see, 2.3 thousand views on TikTok, which is nothing, but compared to everything else on my TikTok, that's something. And then on YouTube Shorts, that was kind of just like, why not just put it on there and see what happens? And I think that was a good decision to kind of not recycle, but basically repurpose what I already had to kind of test the waters on YouTube Shorts. In the time frame of July to end of September, I think the best performing YouTube Shorts was the purple bok choy drawing that got around 800-ish views. And that was compared to videos I posted right before, which were like just a couple hundred, like 100, 200 views. So I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Wonder why, but we're gonna keep posting and trying to figure this out. So we'll see. I think the biggest takeaway in my first 3 months of just floundering around, not knowing what I'm doing, is obviously you're not gonna be great. You're not gonna be perfect at this. You can't expect to be great right off the bat. And I think the main piece of value that I got from these past 3 months is basically getting used to the mechanics of doing this stuff. So mechanics of creating a TikTok, editing a TikTok, how to post things without the anxiety of how it performs and expectations on how it performs, because really you're just getting used to the actions and mentally and physically used to the actions. So I think that's the biggest value I got out of these 3 months, and I think we're gonna continue to iterate on how we do things. Another thing is to be okay when your stuff flops, because a lot of it will flop, like most of it will flop, if we're being honest. Another big piece of value is to just try things out. You don't need to be perfect before just trying and posting and then iterating and then editing and then going through the processes to make things bigger and better. I think just trying things out, being imperfect about it, don't think, just do it. Anyway, don't think too hard about doing things. Just try it out, just do it, and then learn from it. The next one maybe is a little bit more sensitive, but to me, I would say don't rush too much to try and figure out monetization if you haven't built your brand yet, your presence. Really think about that. That's where I'm at right now. You know, obviously the goal at the end of the day is so that I can make money from my art and content creation so that I don't have to go back to the corporate life. But if I rush into it, I know that it won't be genuine, it won't be who I am, and I wouldn't have built the right brands to really sustain my happiness later on. So hopefully that's like the right insight, and we'll see what happens in a year or two if that's true or not. But right now, I think in the first 3 months, monetization is not my priority. My priority is building art and doing things that I want to do and trying to attract the right people that are interested in what I do too. So we'll see where that takes me, but hopefully it will be a good place. But speaking of monetization, setting up Shopify was so for my Shopify, I have listed some prints. I've listed a few other products related to my art. And the main reason is just to have kind of like a safety net for people that actually do like my art enough to want to purchase it. Frankly, I haven't had any purchases yet, just full transparency, but I like to know that it's there as an option if people do want to purchase, or at least there's somewhere I can funnel them. So that's why I think setting up something like a Shopify that's pretty low upfront cost is a good idea. And if you're also a fellow creator and disagree with that, I'd love to hear why, or if you have other methods of setting up kind of like a safety net for catching any kind of interest in your work, I'd love to know. So let me know. Okay, so goals for next month. In terms of output, I think since the past 3 months I've seen consistently 3 art pieces every month. I think that's the goal. So for art, I want to do 3 pieces every month. For social videos, social being for TikTok and Instagram Reels primarily, and then I guess YouTube Shorts as well if that is appropriate. But I'm gonna try and shoot for 10, although that feels a little much. We'll see. And then for YouTube videos, I'm gonna shoot for 3. These are definitely more long form and I think a lot more pre-production heavy, pre and post production heavy, I guess. 3 for now, and maybe I will exceed or not exceed that. And then the last thing for admin, I want to explore some affiliate programs. So products that I use and softwares that I use that I think could be interesting and helpful for other people. So I want to see what those programs are and try and set those accounts up. But yeah, so that was my first look back video on the first 3 months of me leaving my corporate job to pursue art and content creation. I hope that was helpful. I think maybe as even just like a benchmark of how things are going for you. And if you want to be transparent about how things have gone, I'd love to learn more and kind of share our insights, our lessons, our inspiration. And yeah, if you thought this video was helpful at all, give it a thumbs up. If there are other things you think I should talk about in these look back videos, let me know in a comment below. Till then, thanks for watching. Bye.